Yo, welcome back. Welcome back. It's your boys, the guys. We out here. Got Dre, my man Merv, my man Stacks, my man Mark. This week, guys, we go always get into that movie review, that re-review of the movie with the Merv and Stacks show. But before we get into that, we want to go ahead and let's go ahead and raise our glasses, man, and salute to the early preview of the show. Everybody, what y'all drinking on? What you drinking on, Merv?
Man, look at man. I'm getting real goddamn gangster today. I got Esme Gin. Hold up, goddamn, you gotta see this.
That's that moonshine shit again.
No,
Jamaica juice, man. Jamaica juice.
I got a dive bar tropical Moscato. I combine these two motherfuckers.
Tropical Moscato.
Yeah, that's the chaser. That's the chaser right there. That's the chaser.
Yeah, the Moscato's a chaser. Shit's real good, G.
Okay. Let's go to a man drink. What you got, Dre?
Oh shit.
That's just faster than your shit. Motherfucking drinks, nigga.
Oh shit. Hey man.
Sorry,
I'm on that peach dot today.
Okay.
Hey, that's peach to rock. Put that your cranberry juice, my nigga.
No, we go straight.
Yeah.
The Mark, straight. What you got, Mark?
One ice cube.
One ice cube.
Hey, Sean, thanks for the suggestion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I had to do that before the end of the summer. They ain't had no Douce though. You know what I'm saying? Yo, they be running out of Douce before I get to it.
Put that shit with Daly's strawberry daiquiri.
Nigga, what is up with you and all this fruity shit, man?
What?
Yo, look, Merv. This is not the it's not the ladies' channel right now. This is not wine ladies right now. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to help y'all ass out. You know what I'm saying? Because
we're men.
We good.
Now you hustle, man. You trying to help us out?
No, we good. We good over here.
I gotta know what the ladies like. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have.
No, we good over here.
Y'all got all that. They don't want to drink all that hard shit. Like with me at my house, I got silk. You know, pillow sheets. And so you know why? I don't like it, but bitches do.
So
I feel on that.
First off, you just quoting shit, and then you still gonna call them bitches. That's what we doing in 2020. We calling our black queens bitches now.
Okay,
all of them queens.
This is pro black day, Black Panther. My bad. But I'm quoting them.
My bad, Chadwick. My bad.
Goodness, man.
I mean, my bad. All right.
My goodness. Stack, what you got, man?
I'm off the wine tonight. I'm messing with that kettle one. I got a little bit of
We didn't expect anything different.
Yeah.
I got a little sparkling ice to give it some color.
Okay.
The big boss.
I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Well, I got a little bit of Crown right here. Nothing to color it. Just Crown and one ice cube.
Hey,
I don't know.
One ice cube.
Yeah, I don't know how it tastes.
No ice cube.
So, whatever.
I'm drinking my shit 90 degrees hot because I was in the car all fucking day.
That makes sense.
The same car that you did a podcast from?
Absolutely.
Well, you had to whatever. So guys, let's go ahead and raise your glasses. Let's raise your glasses. No matter if it's a mixed drink or not, just raise it. And that's salute to the show.
Definitely.
This mixed drink harder than y'all shit.
Not really. So Dre, how does it taste when you drink an actual beverage with no chaser?
It's smooth. It's smooth.
Right?
It give you a little hit,
right.
Something to make you feel like a man,
Absolutely. Let me take one more.
Yo.
Yeah.
All right. So guys,
we're gonna meet up. I'm gonna drink y'all shit all night, and y'all drink my shit all night.
That's because you were
passed out first.
I don't drink any of that bullshit you have in your hands.
The cheaper the liquor, the quicker you get fucked up.
Right.
Just throwing it out there.
Right. Just in case you didn't know.
That's why people spend extra money for a smooth taste. And, so they can feel grown. They can have 4 drinks and not be sloppy drunk.
Absolutely. And have one ice cube.
Yeah, one ice cube.
Yeah. Gentleman stuff. But anyhow.
It just really judgmental.
Y'all ain't no fucking gentleman though.
Hey.
Whoa.
Just attack my character right on TV. Right on Blackjack. Just attack my character.
But anyhow, So guys, let's go ahead and get into it, man. I know we had some tragic losses over the past 48 hours, man. We lost Lou Olson, a former coach of Arizona. Lost him, I think it was last night. We also lost Clifford Robinson, Trailblazers, Portland Trailblazers superstar back in the 90s, 6th man of the year, all-star. Yeah, was a beast, man. Was the prototype hybrid power forward and center back in the 90s. And last night, man, we got some really shocking and really disturbing news, man. We lost, one of the up-and-coming icons in the Black culture of film, and that's Chadwick Boseman. We all know him from some of the great movies that he's played in, but most important, one of the movies that he actually made a huge impact globally was the Black Panther movie. It hit hard, pretty hard last night. I felt it, with the bed kind of somber a little bit. I know my wife felt it because she just didn't really say much after she shared the message with me. How did you guys get impacted by that?
Whoa, man. I'll say like this, man. With Chadwick Boseman, and this is before Black Panther. I admired his work, before we even got to that point. But it was crazy, because my cousin texted me like, "Yeah, Chadwick Boseman passed away," and he always texting me crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you gotta fact check him, right? But I'm like, yo, I'll go and check it, and they're just like, yeah, he really passed away. And I'm like, well, what the hell? I'm like, he's young, like he's like, around our age, right? So I look, and it was just like, yeah, it was cancer, and it really affected me. My pop passed away from cancer, so I'm just like, it was hard. But the one thing with Chadwick Boseman, it's like he kept working, kept doing what he loved to the end. And I'll share a quick story with you about, my dad. He was kind of the same way. He just kept living his life all the way to the end. And one of the last things we did, I want to say about a week and a half before he had passed away, my dad passed away in 06, is we went to the Villanova, Connecticut game, at the Wells Fargo Center, right? And Connecticut was ranked number 1, had 6 or 7 NBA prospects on the team. Villanova had none. And I'm telling my dad, I like, look, I don't know if Nova got a chance. UConn got the whole team going to the league. And my dad turns to me and he was just like, son, it's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. And Villanova pulled off the upset, and me and my dad got to storm the court with all the people there, man. And that was just a crazy, wild experience. But he lived his life to the fullest all the way to the end. And I think that's what Chadwick Boseman did. He was sick and was still putting out movie after movie after movie. I'm like, and he didn't let what was going on with him affect his performance. He still was great. He still was going to hospital, visiting sick kids when he was sick. So just salute to Chadwick Boseman. Rest in power. Pray, with his family. I know they're going through a tough time, and his wife and everything. But he was a terrific actor, a great talent, and by other people's stories, a great man. And we'll definitely miss him.
Indeed. Anyone else want to share some insight?
Well, real brief. The cultural impact when I know he's been great in every movie he's been in, but Black Panther, for me, I don't think kids from when we were kids, I don't think we really had any Black superheroes really to look up to, and it was good. It was great seeing like my little nephews, my sons, they about grown now, but look, the little kids having representation of somebody that looks like them as a superhero. Like for instance, my little nephew, I talked to my brother. He said he don't even know how to tell him that Black Panther is dead. So it really gave our people the pride when that, even though it's fictional, it gave us a sense of pride. We had people going out to the movies and dashikis and at full African garb and all that stuff, and that's just a huge impact on the culture. And he was a native of South Carolina, but that's all I got, man. A huge loss, and his memory will live on.
Absolutely. Merv.
Yeah. And so, piggyback off what Mark said, man, like, he was diagnosed in 2016, and during that time, name some of the major movies that he gave us after he was diagnosed. Hey, turn that down. All right. Civil War, Marshall, Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame, 21 Bridges, and The Five Bloods. Which The Five Bloods came out this fucking year on I believe it was Netflix. It came out this fucking year, and the fact that, like Mark said, he did all that shit with like going to see kids, and doing those movies. Nobody had any idea he was sick. He ain't want no pity. He ain't want no sympathy. He ain't want he didn't want none of that. So that's crazy, the kind of work ethic, the perseverance, and the belief and the faith that he had to keep fighting until the end. Now, everybody probably is going to relate more or bring up Black Panther, but the movie that I relate to the most or connects with me the most is 42.
Yep.
The Jackie Robinson movie. My dad's 82 years old, and he wanted me to take him to see that movie. Like he couldn't even see, but the movie's live enough. So the movie 42 is the movie that's kind of I connect with the most, because I think it might be my dad's first time going to the goddamn movies. And he played the hell out of Jackie Robinson role.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the movie that I correlate with the most because of the moment I was able to share with my dad.
Good deal. Dre, anything for you, man?
I shared with everybody my most recent struggles. So it was something that I guess I can kind of understand where he was coming from as far as keeping it under wraps. My mom at first, she was like, she didn't want to tell anyone. I just had a friend, probably 4 months ago now, that I went to high school with. She passed away and she didn't tell nobody. She told her immediate circle, because I felt like I was in her immediate circle, but she just told, like her kid, her mom, and people of that nature. So I just want to commend him for fighting the good fight. Even though he had things going on, he was able to still shed bright lights amongst our youth that go through the same things, that's not getting a chance to live. So, and it kind of, I guess it kind of puts it in perspective of why he was doing it. I'm not saying that was the only reason why he was doing it, because he was going through things. But now that it has happened to him, he's passed away. You see these interviews where at first you took them for advantage, and you was just like, okay, that's just what's up. He's just being a good dude. And now it kind of makes you wish you had appreciated just a little bit more. So I definitely want to give him a salute for being a stand-up guy, for being a Carolinian, and for always repping.
Absolutely. I think what put in perspective for me, my Wiz and I was having a conversation this morning, and she was saying how she read something where his family and friends, close friends, knew about all of this for the past several years, but nothing leaked. And I'm telling you,
Crazy.
that says a lot. That says a lot about who you have in your circle. That says a lot about who you keep in your company, where you got a mega star coming off the heels of some major movies that he's played. And that Marvel movie phase was probably the biggest that he's seen, just because of the global aspect of it. But no one ever leaked any of his information, man. No one ever went out there, not even a soul. And that says a lot, man, about character. That made me think about who I have in my circle, which is a very small circle, and make you think like, with my circle, would they ride for me like that? My family ride for me like that? And that resonated, man, when we had that conversation this morning. And it also made me reflect on just things in general. He was only 43. And I know we always, we see deaths and everything like that. It's part of life, right? It's part of life. But I think that it made me kind of start thinking like, man, any moment you can be out of here. And, you got to make sure you get your stuff right. You got to make sure that you're always right. Even the greatest human being in our eyes, because we don't really know him personally, but we've seen some of the things, some of his work, some things he's been doing that was genuine. It made me feel like I want to leave an impression like that where people say, you know what, Sean was a hell of a man. That was a good guy. That was a good dude. No matter what, no matter the jokes, no matter what he was to me or made me feel, he was a good dude. And ever seen everybody like just comment on that kind of stuff, saying how great he was, it made me feel as a man, I want to be remembered like that as well. Like I was a great guy. So don't want to continue to bring this thing down, guys. I'm glad you guys were able to reflect on some things like that. You know, I love to hear you guys talk about things of reflection. One last, you know, Wakanda forever. And man, definitely, you know, it's sad, but hey, he's in a better place, hopefully, God willing. So much
Hey, not
blessings.
to no, my bad. Not to be disrespectful or anything. Y'all know I'm not a movie buff like that. Did they ever finish Black Panther 2? Is it finished?
I heard it's either already shot or already started, but I heard that they were transitioning Black Panther to his sister.
Right.
In the movie. Yeah.
So it's already set up. I mean,
yeah.
I know Marvel was pretty smart. I'm sure. I wonder if Marvel knew about this back then when they first got him in. Marvel so they probably had the long game trajectory.
I'm thinking.
Didn't he die? Didn't he die in Endgame? Like I said, the only Marvel film I watched.
He died, and a lot of them died in Infinity Wars.
Yeah, but he came back
in Endgame.
You know what? I have a question for Merv and Stacks. You know, do you think that, you know, I mean, him passing away in real life, you know, do you think, you know, Marvin will somehow try to continue the character in some form of capacity? I know Fast and Furious did something like this when Paul Walker died. Just what do y'all think about that?
Yeah, like I said, I heard that they're transitioning the Black Panther to his sister.
Okay.
Right.
That's what I heard. I got to check on it. I don't know how true it is, but I'm pretty sure most of the fans will be like, yo, don't touch a fucking Black Panther character. Don't replace him. I would say, nah, we don't want another one.
And it's funny Merv says that, Mark, because that's how I feel. If what they say is true, that they're transitioning to his sister, that's fine. But I think mainly nobody wants to see another. I can't speak for everybody, but me personally, I wouldn't want to see somebody fill that role. It just wouldn't be the same.
Right.
Me.
I kind of, and again, I don't want to get into the minutia of all of that, but I'm a bit Marvel fan. I'm a bit Marvel buff. Like comics, everything. I go back to I remember I was 8 years old and I was hoping that Black Panther would appear on screen one day. And as an 8-year-old kid, I do know they're going to transition it based on just the trajectory of the stories, because in the comics, his sister did take on a mantle of Black Panther. I'll be honest with you guys. I thought about this a little bit today. My daughter, she is a huge Black Panther movie fan. Like, she watched the movie all the time religiously. And I remember I was thinking, like, I think they need another T'Challa, just based on the fact that the impact that he's had with that character and that character in general. But it has to be done right. It has to be done eloquently. It has to be done with the right actor. It has to be done in a way where these young Black kids, these young Black, boys see that.
But it can't be reformed and take over?
What do you mean?
Like I said, y'all know I don't know the damn names.
I'm
talking
about Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan.
Well, they said he was coming back.
Yeah,
I'm saying he can't come back in a reform type position where it's like, okay, I had the problem, but now I want to embrace my culture and I want to get the love and get the love.
That's interesting. That's an interesting take.
They can probably get creative with that. And if they do it to the sister, I don't think it'll be any pushback, because they're going to the sister, which is a female, right?
Right.
So Michael B. Jordan, if they get creative, that's the only person that I can see that the Marvel community may accept as a remake Black Panther. That's the only person I can see that they will possibly accept. But yeah, they could do it that way.
Yeah, good deal.
But, but right now we're being fresh. Fans don't want to see nobody.
Exactly. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and move on, fellas. Let's go ahead and get into the Merv and Stack show. I know Dre put down. Oh, he changed. Thank you, Jeff, for changing
No,
that.
I listen. So everybody know we talk shit and we talk a lot of shit. So
Heavily, yeah.
I fucked up, and when we went live, I still had some shit going where I was taking some digs at some people. Who them people are, you all figure it out. Go back and rewatch it on Facebook Live, or go rewatch it on
YouTube
fucking
Live.
YouTube, or well, you can't watch it on Spotify, but you can also catch us. Listen, I'm telling y'all, listen, Blackjack TV. Listen, nobody gets more spins than the guys, so you definitely can see my fuck up on Blackjack TV.
Week in and week out, be there.
Hey, but all jokes have some truth to it, right?
Yeah. Hey, so buckle in and get ready. So, yo, fellas, so Merv, Stacks, hey, the floor is yours.
Hey Dre, you gonna give me the intro that we discussed?
Don't say Dre. I'm not Dre. What the hell are you talking about? I mean, I'm not Sean.
Oh, Sean, you gonna give us the fucking intro that we discussed?
You don't deserve an intro. Hey, here go your intro. Hey, listen. So tonight on the Merv and Stack show, listen. Oh, never mind. Tonight on the Merv and Stack show, we're going to do a retro review, of a 90s. Some would say classic. Some would say it's only classic because of the personnel that was starring in the show. So these two guys, Merv and Stacks, they're going to talk to us and they're going to give us a nice little rundown of the movie Juice, a 1990s hip hop cult classic. So once again, Merv, Stacks, the floor is yours. We're going to step off. We're going to have our jokes. Marcus finna get some chicken tenders from McDonald's, and we finna be good at this people.
Hey, where my pictures at?
Nigga. Yeah,
I mean, I thought you was gonna do that while we was off. Why are you yelling at me on camera? You have no type of fucking tact.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So y'all go ahead. Y'all do. Listen, this is why the floor is the ceiling. Michael Jordan, quote 2016. The floor is the ceiling. That is the guys' podcast. That's where we at now. Merv, Stacks, take off.
So Merv, how you doing this evening, man? You ready to get this thing rolling?
No, we gotta wait till them two motherfuckers get off. We got all right, bye, Sean. All right,
Okay.
now there we go. Hey,
what's up, my guy?
What's my intro to characters, man? Yeah, I'm ready to get this shit popping, man. But where's my fucking intro, guys? All right, so listen, man. With this movie right here, I was picking between the guys, which guys probably is closely related to the damn people in the movie. So in case you want to know, I picked these motherfuckers. So first motherfucker is Bishop. He's the fucking villain in the movie. He's the crazy motherfucker in the movie. All right. So I got myself as Bishop out of us on the podcast because for some reason all my friends said I'm crazy as shit. All my friends, say I'm the disclaimer nigga. Like when we go somewhere, I gotta give the disclaimer for this motherfucker. They say I'm the wild one. No, I ain't no street nigga.
These are all facts.
I ain't no street nigga, but I'm the motherfucker that might say some wild shit.
He's the wild card.
Yeah. All right. So my next character, where is it? Waiting on my character. There we go. Now this is motherfuckers Sean in the podcast. I got him by Raheem. All right. So Raheem was supposedly the leader of the group and a motherfucker that think he could talk his way out of anything. So Sean is the bullshit artist of our crew of the podcast. He feel like he's the fucking leader. We let him feel that way sometimes, but he ought to feel like he could talk his way out of every fucking thing. He's full of shit. But I got him as Raheem. All right. So, and we got this is Dre. I got him as Steel because both of them mother got fat ass faces and shit. So that's why I put them together. And I can see Dre in our podcast playing his motherfucking part. You know what I'm saying? And in the movie, Still always eating and shit. And Dre, that motherfucker like to eat too. Oh shit. Oh, and Stacks. I got Stacks as motherfucking Q, cause this nigga think he fast. He used to run track and shit, and you know he was good as shit in track. But he
Good. I
Q,
was all state. I was all state.
yeah. So
All
Q's
right.
motherfucking movie is always fucking running. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
wow.
Stacks is a motherfucking runner. And them motherfuckers both got a little high top shit.
Boy, you on one tonight, huh? Okay. Okay.
All right. And then I got this is motherfucking the bully. Well, he tried to come off as the bully, try to get a goddamn Tupac Fizz. This is Rodimus.
Rodimus.
Rodimus, and we got this motherfucker as goddamn Mark. No, Mark says a side view. I told the nigga send me a picture. He gonna send me a side view. But you know what? It worked out because they had a fucking side view of Rodimus, the motherfucking that always talking shit. But you know what? He was sugar. He was sweet as shit. He was all talking shit. So those are motherfucking characters. That's the podcast guys, and those are the characters that match up. All right. I think my partner Stacks is ready. Are you doing a synopsis?
Yeah, I'm doing a brief synopsis of the movie.
I go ahead and do the motherfucking synopsis.
All right, Juice. It was a film that came out in 1992. It was labeled a crime thriller, directed by Ernest Dickerson and Gerald Brown, starring Omar Epps, Tupac Shakur, Jermaine Hopkins, and Khalil Kane. The setting is in the city, and these kids are basically in high school. You know, when you're in high school, you got your little crew that you hang out with through thick and thin. Yep. Well, it's 4 of them. Characters being Raheem, Q, GQ, or Quincy, Steele, and Bishop. Pretty much, they hung out. They never went to school. They pretty much cut school, and I think they had aspirations of. I wouldn't say moving up on the. I think they had hood aspirations of getting some respect in the streets, and that's where the story will take us because Bishop has his guy that's his antagonist in the form of Rodimus. But we'll deep dive into that more as we go along. That's it for my synopsis. I'm gonna bring Merv back.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get in some more details of the fucking movie. So one thing about movies, right? There's always parts in the fucking movie that you miss. And then when you watch that motherfucker a second time, you're like, oh shit. That's why it showed me right there. That's what the fuck was going to happen. It showed me right there. That's what's going to happen. So right now, I'm going to have Stacks about what forecast do you see in the movie? Because a lot of times you don't see the forecast until the symbol of, yo, this is what the fuck is about to motherfucking happen. All right, whether it's the next scene or by the end of the movie. All right. So forecast wise, Stacks, what was your forecast of the fucking movie?
Well, Bishop, who was excellently played by the late great Tupac Shakur. Like I said, he had an antagonist who was Rodimus, and I knew there was going to be a turning point in the movie where the gun came into play because he pretty much. And the thing is, you really can't fault Bishop because Rodimus and his crew, which was like, I guess 4 other dudes, and I think Trench from Naughty by Nature was in his crew as well with the Raider Scully on. Well, he looked like Trench, but the thing is, he felt like he had something to prove because he continuously got bullied. Raheem was kind of like the peacemaker because Rodimus and his crew was cool with Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
To me, when those guys decided that they want to, get some respect, when they wanted to get some respect by sticking up old man Quillez and robbing the store, when the gun came into play, how Bishop character act. When he got that, I don't know if you guys remember, but and I watched it again last night so I could do the review. When Raheem displayed that gun, I don't know if it looks like Bishop falls in love with that. I think it was a revolver. It looked like he fell in love with it. Like he fell in love with it because, as you know, Raheem, which I don't know why, Raheem agreed to let him hold on to the gun. And I'm thinking to myself last night when I was watching it, okay, Raheem got the gun. Why the hell did he agree to let Bishop hold on to the weapon?
And he's the fucking leader.
Exactly.
The fuck?
So that's when I know stuff was going to go bad. Well, that's when I knew that was my changing point of the movie when Bishop fell in love with that gun, because Bishop had an axe to grind, because he feels as though they had to do something big. And we'll get into all that once we talk when we talk deep dive into this movie, as far as them cutting school, and the incident with Blaze and Q and all that stuff. Blizz.
Yeah. Because Quincy was like, why the fuck you get the hold of the gun? He said, because I already got
it, motherfucker.
All right, so check it, right? So my forecast of the movie, my first forecast is when Q and Bishop, they was out the crew, was 4 of them, right? They was the first motherfuckers that had a squabble, had a beef, had a major disagreement. They had the first fucking fight early in the movie, right? So that was my forecast of like, okay, as this movie go, these are 2 niggas that's gonna be goddamn going at it with each other, right? And as the movie going, in the movie you saw, it came down, there was the 2 final motherfuckers left. That was goddamn, over the mother motherfuckers was dead, right? Bishop done kill Raheem, then goddamn shot Steele and shit, Steele in the fucking hospital. So it's only Bishop and motherfucking Q left. So my forecast was when they had their first fight, and it was between them 2. When I went back and watched it, I was like, yo, that was a motherfucking forecast that I missed. It showed me right there, it's gonna be those 2 niggas, the last 2 niggas left, that's gonna be goddamn beefing. And
okay, Merv, let me ask you this question. Let me ask the next question. What character do you think you mostly relate to in this movie? I mean, I know you kind of give a brief synopsis, but go into detail why you feel as though who did you pick?
Well, I actually for the characters on Association, I picked me because out of everybody, I was probably close to that out of everybody. But who I mostly relate to in a movie was motherfucking Quincy Q.
Okay.
Because that was the one nigga in the group that was actually trying to think of ways to get out the motherfucking hood. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, yo, y'all see this DJ competition? I'm about to enter this shit. I'm about to win this fucking money. I'm about to get this fucking record deal and get the fuck out. All them other niggas was content. Like they didn't go no fucking where. They was good being where the fuck they was at. You know what I'm saying? Still was fine. Goddamn, wait till his parents go to fucking job, and then he go home, drink beer, and cook goddamn eggs. Raheem was fine being the motherfucking man in the neighborhood. He was the ladies' man. He was
pretty much.
And he wasn't trying to go no goddamn where. You know what I'm saying? He get any fucking girl he want. He was fucking, and he was the leader of a little small crew. Bishop was just a crazy motherfucker that, he knew everybody there, and he was down with anything at any moment. So that's why I picked fucking Quincy.
Well, Merv, I picked Quincy as well. For similar reasons. I could not find any ways. Steele is kind of like a follower. I've never been a follower type in any crew I've been in. Raheem is kind of like Raheem, like you said, really had no goal. Raheem was living from day to day. He wasn't looking long term. And Bishop was kind of like the crazy one in the group that always feel like he had something more to prove. Now, Quincy, just as you said, Quincy was an inspiring DJ. So he was looking past all the negative stuff that goes on in the hood. I mean, while they, as you saw in the movie, they were planning a robbery of Old Man Quillez's shop the same night in which Quincy had his DJ competition. And if you can go back to that movie when Quincy was making his tape for that DJ competition. I mean, he making a demo to see if he can get to the DJ competition. His mother opened the door and he's in his groove. He's in his moment doing his thing. And his mom's is like,
wow,
you know what? that's my I want him to
That's
see.
my boy right there. That's my son right there. I'm letting him go.
That's what he's going to do. And I don't know if y'all saw the joy. He hopped up when it was a funny moment when Flex, before he went in there to audition with Flex and Queen Latifah. That was totally fun. That was a funny part of the movie. But when Q get in there, she asked him some questions. She asked him pretty much where he DJ'd at. And he was like, I just make tapes for my boys, do some stuff around the way. And she's like, yeah, you local. But when his homeboys called him local, he told him to kiss his local ass. But of course, he couldn't do that to Queen Latifah because she was deciding if he was. But you remember, he jumped up and he was elated that he had won a spot for the DJ competition, and that's why I relate more to Quincy.
Gotcha. So, what was your peak of the movie? What part of the movie or seeing the movie or whatnot you feel was the peak of the fucking movie?
Well, the peak of the movie, and like I told you, I mean, when Bishop got that gun, he was in love with that gun. Now you add his beef with Radamez in there. They planned the robbery. It would have gone on without a hitch. They planned it pretty well for some teenage kids. He absolutely did not have to shoot old man Quilez. I think when he shot old man Quilez, that was the semi-peak. The peak of the movie, which when I first saw this movie, of course, is when he shot Raheem. That let me know that he was too far gone. I don't know of any situation that I've ever been in or anything where I would shoot somebody that I would call my friend. But when he shot Raheem, I remember when I first saw that movie, I totally wasn't expecting that. Now, as far as him shooting old man Quilez, yeah, because he was clout chasing. But when he shot Raheem, it's almost like, okay, I done shot this dude. I can do this even more. But I can kill anybody. But you never know. You never thought that he could be able to kill somebody that's arguably one of his best friends or brothers.
All right. I can see that. I can see that. But my pick of the movie is what the fuck you just call your semi-peak. My pick of the movie is we shot old man Quilez. Because up until then, man, they were just damn knucklehead teenagers. They cutting school, still goddamn, right before he walk out the door, he's hiding his books, he's grabbing the motherfucking radio, walking out and shit. They going to the arcade and shit. Goddamn, Bishop is talking shit to Steel. They playing arcade games. Steel, little dumbass, is playing the game while the cops come in the motherfucking and arrest them and everybody else on the run. Like, they were just knuckleheads. And at that point, it's still going up. Even when they plan a robbery, it's still going up. You're like, yo, what the fuck is about to happen? How this shit is going to unfold? But when that motherfucker shot old man Quilez in the head, to me, that was the peak of the movie, because that's when we're like, oh shit, this motherfucker snapped. And they're gonna lie to his boys talking about, yo, he was making a move for. No, motherfucker. He didn't make no move at all. He was just like, yo, please don't shoot me. Bam! Shot that motherfucker. And at that point, it was downhill, because when he shot that motherfucker for no good goddamn reason, at that point I knew, oh, this motherfucker crazy. And he can shoot any damn body. So that was the peak of the movie for me, when he shot old man Quilez doing that motherfucking robbery. I feel like everything from there was downhill, heading toward the conclusion of the motherfucking movie.
Well, I feel you on that. Now, as far as the quote of the movie, and I'm not going to play that part. What do you think what was your quote of the movie?
I'm pretty sure we probably got the same motherfucking quote, man. I know we got the same goddamn quote, because this goddamn quote was fucking crazy. My goddamn quote movie is when Coons was like, yo, you crazy B? And Bishop, this is the quote. Bishop said, "You right. I am crazy. And you know what else? I don't give a fuck. Nigga, most of the crazy motherfuckers don't acknowledge that they crazy. But nigga, if you acknowledge you fucking crazy and you say you don't give a fuck, nigga, that's an assassin. That's a motherfucking assassin. That's a motherfucker you don't want to be around. Nigga, like, that's the quote of the motherfucking movie for me right there, my nigga.
The quote of the movie for me is actually different from yours as far as quotes of the movie.
Oh.
My quote of the movie was the speech that he gave the speech that he gave when Blizz got knocked, when Blizz was sticking up the little bar.
Hey, hey, real quick. Hey, when Blizz was sticking that goddamn bar, that shit so goddamn. That's my funny moment of the movie to me. You gave your funny moment right? Goddamn, Quincy was like, "Yo, Blizz, when you got out, he went dap him up."
Got the other day, man.
And the motherfucker was just talking. The motherfucker talking calmly. It was like, "Yeah, man, I'm about to man, I'm good, man. I'm about to rob this motherfucker." I went put the motherfucker hands up. Hey, yo, Q, you went in on this? What? No, I'm good, nigga. What? You robbing? No, I'm good. Like, hey, nigga, really? Nigga, you just calm and shit, talk your homeboy, and just automatic boom. I'm about to rob this motherfucker. Like, yo, that nigga was crazy.
Hey, you remember Blizz? Hey, when Q said, "Nah, man, I'm out here." He's like, "All right, strip." Hurry up, goddamn it, because you look good. that was a funny moment of the movie. But that leads to, they go to Still House. Still is fixing some damn bacon and eggs mixed with malt liquor combo. And they see Blizz on the news. Yeah, Colt 45. They see Blizz on the news. He just got killed in a shootout with cops. And that's when you first see those aspirations from Bishop. And he made a speech to Q about, being ready to throw down, and things of that nature. So to me that was the quote of the movie, as far as all those things that was said, as far as when they got into the little squabble in the apartment, when he said it's like, "You try to tell me I ain't shit." He was like, "I ain't telling you nothing. I ain't trying to tell you nothing. I tell your mama you ain't shit." But Q was trying to de-escalate it. He's like, "Man, what are we fighting for?" He's like, "I don't know, nigga. You ready to die?" And that's when he called him crazy the first time. So that whole exchange right there, that's when you know and to me, that should have let Raheem know, in hindsight, that should have let Raheem know, why would I let Bishop of all
this
people
motherfucker hold a gun? Right. Right.
The very last mug.
Oh shit! All right, so now we that shit's still funny, man, because it was like, if I admit it, yo, I ain't shit, but you ain't shit either. And when I decide that you less shit than me, is when I'm gonna end your fucking life. That nigga's crazy, man. So now we'll go to now we're going to the fucking moment of the movie, man. Now we're going to hey, well, Bishop's a crazy motherfucker, man. We're gonna go to the fucking moment of the motherfucking movie. Now I'm represent my Niners. I'm always repping my motherfucking Niners. You know what I mean? But so the fucking moment of the movie is when we feel like an actor at some point in the movie, it was like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck what's about to happen next, or I don't give a fuck what the consequence is, or I don't give a fuck how I look. I don't give a fuck what you think, and I'm about to go all the way fucking out. So that's all. That's all. That's what we call a fucking moment. Had a couple of fucking moments in this movie right here. Now we had a couple of honorary fucking moments. Okay.
ain't seen in a couple of days. What's been happening? Man, get off that shit. It's over. Nobody can do about it, man.
Now, Merv, I want to stop this right here because this shows you how crazy Bishop is. He just killed one of his best friends. Q's obviously still in mourning, and Q is kind of like in shock, like, you asking me what's up? Like, what do you mean what's up? Like, like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, and that's my fucking moment. My fucking moment is when Q closed the fucking locker and this nigga's right there.
Acting like ain't shit happened.
Hey, listen, for motherfuckers that don't know the scene, Q is at motherfucking high school. He's at high school. You just killed you got two motherfucking bodies, and you show up at high school trying to find out what the fuck is going on with your homeboy. Like, nigga, you should be anywhere but in the public motherfucking area. So this motherfucker, like you just said, gonna show up at the locker room, gonna show up at his locker. Didn't know he was there. Close this shit. He see Bishop, and Bishop look at Q like, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly.
You the motherfucker just killed two people. And you follow me to my motherfucking school, hide behind my fucking locker, and then we'll be like, yo, what's up? So that's my fucking moment. If you could kill two motherfuckers and then go to fucking school, like you ain't did shit, like you just left Boy Scout camp, and you just showed the motherfucking school like, yo, Q, what's up? Fuck you, man, what's up? Nigga, I'm trying to get the fuck away from you because you crazy. You just shot two people, including one of our goddamn best friends, and you gonna show up my motherfucking school, well, our school, he don't go no more, at my motherfucking locker, and chastise my ass. So that's my fucking moment.
And what's funny is what's crazy is as well for me in this moment. Like, these guys literally did. I don't know how it works up north. Mark and Sean can give me a take on this. But these dudes literally never went to school. So
Never.
Shit got so bad to get away from Bishop. This dude literally went to school. And before this scene, you all know that scene where he has to literally blow the dust off his books. And dude walks up and say, "Damn, homie, it's been that long."
Been that long, huh? So you want to say that outside? He will get upset because he don't fucking come to school.
Exactly. I'm gonna roll this a little bit more, Merv.
What do you want from me, man? Nothing. Can't say he was alright. Right? I ain't talking to nobody, right? No. Always will be. Can't see the side. Tell you something, B. I'm only playing your fucking game because ain't shit else to do. But don't you ever pull a gun on me again in your life. I hope I won't have. Yeah, we all go down if you do, because we all crew. Just try me if you think I'm bullshit.
Hey, pause that.
Yo.
Hey, listen. I forgot about that part.
Hey, look
right there, nigga.
Hey, look at Bishop's face, man. Hey, the motherfucker really don't give a fuck at all, man. At this point, he really, hey.
This nigga starts laughing and shit like, yo, you a funny guy. This nigga just killed two people, show up at school, and his homeboy was like, yo, I ain't fucking playing this fucking game. Nigga, you crazy, you stupid. I'm not doing this shit no more. And his nigga response is just a laugh. Yo, damn, I forgot about. Damn, I missed that little part right there where he just chuckled and shit, man.
He has an unreasonable expectation. Like, he turned his mind off to everything that happened as far as him killing. Well, I wouldn't even say old man Quilles. He turned his mind off to killing
one of his best friends.
Killing one of his best friends, and he had an unreasonable expectation that Q and still was just supposed to fall in love.
Like, just let's go on. Life goes on.
Like he said, we still crew. Nigga, you killed somebody in the crew. What are you talking about? I'm gonna keep this rolling, man, because
keep rolling.
Hey, the level of crazy this motherfucker is, man. I think I'm gonna just keep it rolling.
Yes. But the finally decides to stand up like a man and roll down. It's over. Everything starts from now. We all go down unless we stay together. Ain't no one man above the crew. You know that shit. Crazy.
Okay. Let me take y'all back. Remember what happened the first time? This is what made them fight the first time. Because Q called him crazy. But as you can see, Q remembers what Bishop says as far as he know that that's a soft spot with Bishop. But Bishop got two bodies now. And I'm not even going to say, I'm just going to give you his response.
Exactly.
When you said that last time, I was kind of tripping, right? But now, you're right. I am crazy. But you know what else? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about Steel. And I don't give a fuck about Raheem either. I don't give a fuck about myself. Look, I ain't shit. I ain't never gonna be shit. And you less of a man than me, so as soon as I decide that you ain't gonna be shit, so be it. You remember that, motherfucker. Because I'm the one y'all need to be worried about.
Nigga.
Let's unpack all of that.
Listen, nigga. Yo, so it's crazy because I'm gonna let everybody know a little bit of the background with the scene. All right. So I was kind of telling them when we were trying to decide what all to play, I was telling him where I wanted to play from, and he was disagreeing with me. You know what I'm saying? We had a little disagreement about where to play the segment from, right? And I was like, yo, the fucking moment needs to start right when he closed the lock and you see Bishop. And he was like, nah, nigga need to go to where he said, I don't give a fuck. And he started telling him why he don't give a fuck. I was like, nah, nigga. So we was going back and forth. And we was like, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start right there. We're going to talk about the whole shit. But, man, listen. What our disagreement made this fucking moment completely right.
Because we played both of them.
Huh?
Because we played both of them in that entire span.
And then we saw shit that we missed because that little chuckle, that little laugh and shit.
We both missed that.
We missed that, right? So that brings my fucking moment, your fucking moment. It brings that shit together so motherfucking perfectly, and that nigga, yo, Pac, that scene right there, man, he played the fuck out that part right there, man. Especially that last part. That nigga said, when I decided your life ain't, bang, damn. Yeah, that was all fucking right there. That whole shit was fucking, damn.
My thing is that it seems like Bishop tried to normalize the relationship with him and the remaining people in his crew. But I guess the funny thing is once he figured out Q wasn't going for that, he just went all in and told him how you really feel. I'm crazy. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about Steel. I don't give a fuck. I mean, he didn't have to say he didn't give a fuck about Raheem. Obviously, he didn't because he killed the motherfucker.
He killed the motherfucker.
I don't give a. And when you're dealing with somebody that don't give a fuck about themselves, run. Hey, yo, run far and fast. And he literally told Q, in my opinion, not literally, but he pretty much told him, I'm going to kill you eventually. Because I already, Merv, do you not agree with that or not? But he
definitely did.
Watch this now. He literally told that dude, I'm going to kill you eventually. That's what I got from that exchange, you know?
Yeah, motherfucker said, when I decide, bang. It's fucking crazy.
But my thing is that he decided to go full on criminal.
Hey, Stacks.
What's up?
When you leave the fucking moment, mute your TV and play and let the movie keep playing, but mute the TV. Let the movie play in the background.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he did tell nigga, yo, I'm gonna decide when I kill you. But damn, you know what? So you know what? Damn. That just told me another forecast, because in the beginning of the movie, he told Steel, Steel like, yo, why should I listen to you? He was like, because I'm deciding to let you breathe, motherfucker.
Merv, it's funny you say that, because that's the name of the movie, Juice. Bishop was kind of, before he got a hold of that gun, Bishop was somebody that got picked on by Rodamez and his crew. But he can talk shit to Steel, because Steel is, weaker than him. Yeah. So once he got that gun, it kind of empowered him, because we see in the movie that he goes on to kill Rodamez, of course, which I can't fault him for that, because that was but in that same token, you remember the first time he had the encounter in the movie with Rodamez, he had Raheem there, Q there, and he had Steel there. The second encounter, Raheem wasn't there no more, and Q had already know this nigga had rolled off the deep end. So, I mean, you see it in the background. He already knew he had rolled off the deep end. And I know that kind of hurt Bishop, but Bishop was in a situation, well, I'm crazy, I got a gun. So, even though he was outnumbered, he still decided to take on those guys, But in the back of Bishop's mind, after he killed Rodamez, when they ran, because the cops came out there, and that famous line where him and Rodamez end up in the same corner, and he said, I think we lost him. He's telling Rodamez that, I think we lost the cops. Then he shoots Rodamez, and says, good side, motherfucker, and walks the fuck off. So my thing is, that's what I think he decided he was going to kill Steel and Q.
Point no return
there. Because they saw what was going down. When Raheem was there, they had his back. Second time over, it was like, you know what? We ain't fucking with this dude no more.
No, motherfucker hit that Yui. So so that brings us to the Merv and Stacks Oscar moment. What's yours? You want me to go first? You want me to tell you what mine is?
You can go ahead first.
All right, so Merv and Stacks Oscar moment. Now that the fucking moment, that whole shit was fucking awesome, right? But my Oscar moment actually goes to Bishop when he goes to Raheem the dinner after the funeral and talk to his mom.
God,
this motherfucker murdered Raheem, then goes to his mom, and this nigga sounds so motherfucking sincere. He was like, Raheem was like the best friend of mine. Do you remember me, Roland Bishop? Anything that you need, just let me know. And blah blah blah. Like, that nigga showed sincerity. Motherfucker showed careness. Like, even his mom hugged him, like, thank you so much for being there for me and my baby. Motherfucker, you was the one that murdered her fucking son. And you go to the motherfucking funeral, to the Shafter funeral, give the mom a hug, words of encouragement, all that shit.
Merv, I know this your moment. I gotta add to it. But remember, he talked to the sister, and the sister was telling him the police has no leads. And he said, we've been asking around. We find these motherfuckers. The cops ain't gonna have to do a damn thing. I'm like, how diabolical have this motherfucker become? And the thing is, Merv, he broke it down to the mom, saying, to be perfectly honest with you, he was more than a friend. We was like brothers. I think it's real good when black people come together at a time. I'm thinking to myself, this motherfucker is sinister. But continue, because I think mine's going to be similar to yours.
Yeah. That's my Oscar moment, man. Because the way he talked to the mom and the sister after he's done killed 2 people, and he comes off more sincere at that moment than fucking Steele and Quincy. It was like crazy, but that's my Mervyn Stacks Oscar moment.
My Merv is mine is going to be a little bit different, but it leads along the same lines as Merv. Bishop went from Bishop, who was played by Tupac. This Tupac. I like Tupac's music. I love his music, but I love Tupac. I miss Tupac more as an actor because Tupac went from a guy getting bullied, had to get help from his crew, to a criminal mastermind. As Merv alluded to, he literally he was playing a role within a role with the parents. But it goes with Raheem's mom, with Raheem's family rather. But he goes on to shoot Steele, and he tries to frame Q for the murder, going as far as talking to Samuel Jackson's character.
Oh yeah.
He literally put in a precursor saying, "Hey, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with Q. I mean, I could look out for myself, but I don't know what he'll do to Steele." And I'm thinking to myself, like, oh my God, it's like you playing a role within a role. So my Oscar moment was, and you can see it in the background, because Steele at this point, y'all know Steele is kind of like the weak character, like Steele, but he's kind of like the weak character, and he's shook that Q's not shook, but Steele is like shook around this dude. And as you know, when they went back to the arcade, they went back to the spot, right? And Steele was so scared, he had to call Q and say, "Hey, man, I need you to come down and hurry up. I'm scared as hell." and Bishop called him on the phone, right? And that's the point at which, Bishop decided, he said, me, you, and Q, we ain't crew no more. But I'm going to give Steele some props because even though he was about to meet his demise, which he didn't, he finally stood up and said, "Don't you get tired of this shit? What the fuck you want from me?" So, but still, he got them extra layers and shit. So he ain't finished Steele off. So Steele, of course, was able to go to the hospital. And after he shot Steele, he literally went into trying to frame Q for it. And he figured he was going to get away with it because he went to kill Q, and he told him, but he said, "Nah, you got it wrong." He said something to the fact, this your gun. You killed Steele, you killed Rodman. I was just the only one. I was the only one man enough to take it from you. Self-defense. But that's why Bishop throughout the movie. He was by far to me the best actor in this movie, but that him playing a role within a role is why I give him my Mervyn Stacks Oscar.
Yeah. So sound like you just said who your Mervyn Stacks Oscar best actor was in the movie.
Tupac landslide.
Yeah, you get that away. But I got it with Tupac too. He had some really great fucking moments in this movie that show his fucking acting skills, where you actually believe that's who the fuck he was. Like, you believe Bishop, you believe Tupac was a crazy ass nigga named Bishop that motherfucking snapped. All right, so.
But check this out though, Merv. Here's a thought though. Even in death, because this is a retro review, so we're assuming that most of the viewers have seen this movie. Even in death, I think that Bishop, even though he died, I think he won simply because how the movie ended. Because I think that Bishop had done enough and talk to the right people to let him know he was the man on the streets. He did. There was already rumors floating out there that he had committed all these murders. And the reason I know that is because when they're hanging on the roof, and Q got a good clean heart because he's trying to save somebody that was actively trying to kill him, and he has his arm on the roof and he dropped. But my thing is, the reason I say Bishop went out exactly how he wanted to. He went out in a blaze, as he said in the movie. And the reason I say that is because after Bishop fell and Q turns around, Q is distraught because that's still his friend, even though he wanted to kill him. Q turns around and that guy says to Q, "You got the juice now, man." So Bishop ended, to me, Bishop, mission accomplished for Bishop, because I think he got to be what he wanted to be in them streets, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense, because I think the nigga wanted to be an urban legend. And I promise you, all the shit that he did and the damn whispers and the rumors got around the streets, I promise you, in that damn movie, he became an urban legend. Even though he died, and especially the way he died, he killed all these motherfuckers. He was known as being crazy all of a sudden, and he died falling off a fucking edge or roof. Yeah, the urban legend was there.
And the streets talk. And the streets talk because he wasn't putting himself out there like that. But he, like, when Still even said, you know, anybody, he said he got all the juice in the streets. Anybody fuck with him, they end up like Raheem and Radamez and Old Man Quilles. But he wasn't putting it out to nobody. But still really couldn't tell anybody that because remember Q asked him, so he telling everybody that? He's like, nah, only to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember. I remember that. So yeah. I think mission was accomplished as far as he wanted to be known as a crazy motherfucker. So now that we done dissected this motherfucking movie and the characters, we got a scale of reels. All right, 5 reels being the top shit, 1 reel being the low shit. How many reels do you give Juice?
I'm gonna give Juice. I'm gonna give it 4 reels. And that's attributed to Tupac. I mean, and the thing is, this is a lot coming from me because you're a Tupac guy. I'm a Biggie guy, but to me, Tupac made this movie. Tupac to me was one of the best rappers / actors in his time during that era when you started getting rappers into these movies. So that's why I'm going to give it 4 reels because it tells a story. It's a story about peer pressure. It's a story about trying to make a rise within the street life and all that. I mean, within being in the streets and all that stuff, trying to put yourself above your peers and things of that nature. So it's a cautionary tale as well in an aspect. Whereas you can have your crew, but they might be that one in the crew that turncoat. I mean that will flip on you.
Yeah. So, if we were just talking about this movie was made because it had great fucking actors in it. Omar is a good actor. Tupac is a good actor. Raheem got several movies. Goddamn, Steel is in several movies like Lean on Me and shit. So acting wise, I would give it like 4 and 4. I give Tupac 5 reels, but the movie wise, man, I give it 3.5 reels, man.
Yeah, just 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, 3.5 reels, man.
What up, Mark?
What up?
What up, y'all?
Yo. So, I want to, our job is to come back in and we tie it to hip hop culture. So that's what we're going to do now.
Yo.
And so, the first thing I want to say is, hey, I'm still sipping and I still got 1 cube.
I got 1 as well.
Hey, so grown man.
I'm proud of you. I'm going. I don't care if the peer pressure.
No mixture neither.
Hey,
my shit neat.
But no, you're not drinking it neat. You're drinking wine to kind of water it down a little bit. But
you know what the fuck neat means, man?
I do know what neat is. Neat means you don't have any ice cubes. But again, like I said, you're drinking wine to water it down. But
to water it down
over your head.
That
flew over your head, much like when we talk about hip hop.
Dre is such a negative guy, man. I need more positive people in my life.
I'm watered down. I'm combining alcohol.
I want to ask the fans.
Wine, motherfucker. Watered down.
I want to ask the fans: do they notice when we talk about hip hop, Merv like drop off the face of the earth? But that's neither here nor there.
Oh, so, wow, that we doing?
This is what we're gonna do. Right now, we're gonna tie it in, and so where I want to take it is, I want to take it to the fact that Tupac did such an incredible job acting. I know Stacks, he talked about that when he was doing his closeout, about the fact that Tupac did a great job acting. And, you know, me and Sean had the conversation earlier, and I felt like this was started when it comes with Kid and Play. Personally, I think Kid and Play, they were the first actors to really take on a movie role and actually succeed. Now, when I say that, that doesn't include what happened with, if you think about Wild Style, or you think about Beat Street, or you think about Crush Groove. I'm not talking about those type movies. So what we're going to do now is I want to talk about rappers and actors. And so I want to start out with, first I want to start out with Tupac. So I'm going to push it over to Mark. Mark, tell me, what did Tupac do that was so different that was done before him? Like I said beforehand, it was only really Kid and Play with the House Party series. And I want to say Class Act also came out before Juice. I'm not sure. Right. That's something that I have to look up. But what did Tupac do that was so different that led to opening that lane for rappers?
I'm going to say like this. Tupac, you know, and I seen an interview with him, and he said this. He just like, when I got a script, he just really got into character, right? He really wanted to go to the place that the character was. And he wanted to go to the environment that the character was. And that's one thing that was true about Tupac. I'm like, I remember hearing he would do a show, you know, in Philly, like at one of the biggest venues or whatever, and then go to the hood party in North Philly. I'm like, North Philly just ain't a place you just really want to go to and hang out. That ain't, you know, and I mean, he would really be down there like, yeah, you know, Tupac over here in North, down the Badlands, like, really, like, you know what I'm saying? But he really did that, and I'm just saying, one thing about Tupac, particularly with Juice, right? If you want to know how good of an actor you are, and this isn't anything, right? If people actually hate your character, I mean, they hate him, right? Like, it's almost like you're that person, then you're really doing a hell of a job. Like, if you look at all the actors who are really hated, you know, Tupac was hated in that. You know, you had others that came like later, you know. I mean, I'm a big fan of The Wire. People hated Marlowe's character, you know, and I'm just like, you know, he just did a good job in terms of, you know, just playing the character. So I think Tupac threw himself into all those roles. And I think the executives, the movie guys, probably started looking at it different. Well, look, if these guys can rap, go on stage, you know, rock a crowd, 20,000 people and all of that, they probably could get with this script, know how to do that. So, and you see later that actually, you know, came to fruition, you know, just like Ice Cube said, if I could write a rap, I could write a script, which he successfully did plenty of times. So I think that lane just opened wide open. I think they have to thank, I think a lot of rappers, you know, and street guys have to thank Tupac for that, because they kind of got on, you know, and even some of them will go back to that. Yeah, well, you know, if it wasn't for Pac, I might have not got into it. And they're like, what were you doing before that? I was ripping and running. So this guy's on the street committing crimes and doing all kind of mess. And then, you know, just somebody seen him, liked his look, boom, all of a sudden he's an actor. That's how crazy that was. And they got to thank Pac for that.
So, Merv, go ahead.
Can I ask a question real quick? So, Mark, so is it pretty safe to say that Tupac was a trailblazer as far as rappers becoming actors? I agree with it. I just want to know your take on that.
I'm like, I do. I would just think that, you know, and not to say this is not to knock Will Smith at all, because I think Will Smith, you know, also did this too. But I'm just like, man, Pac really, you know, because Will Smith didn't really play those iconic characters kind of till later. He, you know, he got his feet wet with TV first, and then kind of got to get into that. So he had a little bit experience under his belt. Tupac was raw, and it was like, yo, let's get him. Let's try to use him for this. And Tupac just really took on the role and really did it. You know, like I said, no disrespect to Will. Will's one of the best actors of all time. But I just think that he was able to get his feet wet a little bit with doing the Fresh Prince and a couple other things before he went on to the big screen success. And Tupac just had to kind of dive right in it with these complex characters. And if you look at Bishop, he was a complex character. I mean, I don't think anybody just could have played that. You really had to get a character to actually play that role. So that's what I liked about it most. And yes, I do think he was a trailblazer because if you see some of the other guys who came after, rappers, guys from the streets, and they were able to execute those roles well, I think Tupac, you know, kind of was the first to go from that aspect.
So Merv, with all that being said, I brought up the names Kid and Play earlier, and to me, House Party is a classic. It's one of
Absolutely.
movies.
Absolutely.
It's one of two movies that I watch once a month. Once a month, I'm going to watch House Party, and I'm going to watch Coming to America, without fail. It's just going to happen. I don't care if it's through DVD or it's through BET. I'm going to watch those two movies. So with Tupac always get the credit within the community of hip hop. Do you feel like maybe Kid and Play are slighted because they did? Like I said before, I'm not sure, but I do think that Class Act came out before Juice. So do you feel like Kid and Play get slighted on the respect that they deserve as far as trailblazing, moving from the hip hop scene and moving on to the big screen?
I don't think it should feel slighted. I love house parties, all three house parties.
Nah, we didn't say all three.
No, yeah,
It's like 5.
1 and 2.
I
One
watched
and
a
two.
lot of shit.
Leave it at 2.
You know, it was that thing they had with the boys and the little niggas on there. But nah, I don't think
that was immature. Come on,
slighted.
Merv. You just want to be the movie buff. That wasn't the boys. That was immature.
Yeah. They crack pipe, peace pipe, same thing. But listen,
No, isn't the boys from Philly?
No.
Oh,
No.
Okay.
Try again.
Right. Go ahead, Merv. Go ahead, Merv.
Nah, man, they shouldn't feel slighted. The house party movies. The house party movies was successful. So the movie was successful, but Kid and Play, in my opinion, they played more of their natural self. It's like putting me in a movie and then say, yo, I need you to just play a motherfucker that damn says what the fuck he want. Oh, I'm saying it's like putting Sean in a movie.
Go to a brothel and do your thing.
Exactly.
It's
like putting Sean.
Wow.
It's like putting Sean in a movie. Say, hey Sean, all right, you're gonna be the main actor. I need you to say all bullshit throughout the whole movie. Like Sean's not acting. He's just playing goddamn show. You know what I mean? It's like putting like Mark in a damn movie and so like, yo, I need you to represent Philly. What, motherfucker?
That's a good point for the goal. Hey, that's a good point.
So, Kid and Play, they got put in the movie, and they really just playing themselves. They didn't have to become a character, learn that character, absorb that character, and get in the mindset of that character. Tupac, in my opinion, was the first rapper that really was. It really. I don't know what you're doing that for, but you have a chance.
Disagree.
Motherfucker. Excuse me.
I disagree, but continue, please.
There goes that bullshit again. Did I tell you?
It's coming.
Upside down.
It's coming.
I'm gonna show you why.
America, that fucking is great at bullshit. All right,
Please
listen,
continue.
Right? So, Tupac, in my opinion, was the first rapper that they should feel slighted by Tupac because Tupac went to acting school along with Jada Pinkett. That's a whole nother story, entanglement. But that's a whole nother story. But he was with Jada Pinkett, and he actually had different roles that he had to learn and absorb throughout his movie career.
Yeah, that was down in Baltimore,
and,
right?
Like
Let me get that
I
answer.
can actually look at moments in movies where Tupac was playing and it was like, damn, that motherfucker pulled that shit off like a motherfucker.
So,
So,
Sean, I'm going to ask you a question that has a couple folds to it. First, I want to know, obviously being a Queens get the money type dude, with Pop coming, with oh wow,
Whoa.
whoa, no comment.
I got it. Don't worry about it.
But with
I do.
Tupac filming this film and another critically acclaimed hood film, with that being Above the Rim in New York, and then flipping the way that he did. What I want to know, one, what was the culture and the feedback from you all as New Yorkers going with Pop? And then two, I want to ask you, what do you feel about the bullshit representation that was given to us preceding the review by Mr. Merv with the characters of each of us?
So
I'll get to that in a minute.
that's a lot. That's a lot to process, and I appreciate you asking me that question because I don't think that Merv or Stacks will be able to answer these questions intelligently. So let me start with the. Let me kind of go back a little bit what Merv said earlier. So you asked Merv, you put Merv in a movie. You said a brothel, and let's let him run wild. I would go a step further. I would say that if Merv was doing a voiceover for Sylvester the Cat, then be able to.
What the fuck?
He would kill it, right? Because of the voiceover. The reason why I was shaking my head at Merv, and again, I think all you guys brought a very valid point with Tupac's acting. I think Tupac's acting was phenomenal in Above the Rim, and of course in Juice. I think part of that is how they say art imitates life. I think that Tupac got wrapped up into the minutia of those characters.
Yep.
And it got him in trouble later on. God bless his soul, but I think it got him in trouble later on.
I got a question before you continue. Is minutia like your word of the week? Because I've heard you say it like 4 times on this.
That's a big word. I'm sorry.
He pull an SEC word out fast every now and then.
Nah, hey, he think he on my else from the program. Nigga read the dictionary every goddamn day and use a new word and shit.
As long as he don't touch Tyra Banks, we good. Don't touch.
I'm sorry. I'll scale it back just a little bit for Merv so he won't get lost in this conversation.
With that USC football degree that he got.
Right. That football degree. So,
he got a degree in football 101 with Lou Holtz.
Yeah.
They call you a dumb athlete, man.
So I will scale it back so Merv won't get lost in the conversation.
But Merv, you played Division I football and for a Hall of Fame coach, so that's a big thing. We're gonna salute you.
Yeah.
I'm not. One ice cube.
Yeah. So I'm glad you said one Ice Cube because I think we forgot about Ice Cube's role in
Was the Boys in
the Hood, and I think we also forget about
how you learn it first.
Can I finish, Dre? Shit.
No. I don't like. Listen, I don't like Sean.
I know I make great. I know I make great points. You guys are jumping in the middle. I get it, but let me finish. All right.
Let us know when you're done patting yourself on the back.
As I was saying, I think you guys forgot about Ice Cube's role in Boys in the Hood, and I think that ultimately you forgot about Ice-T's role in New Jack City. You got to keep in mind, Ice-T was a cop hater according to his music at that time, and Ice-T was also a pimp back then in the 80s. When Ice-T came through in New Jack City in 1991, right before Juice came out, Ice-T, in my opinion, was a trailblazer when you're talking about transitioning. Kid and Play, I agree with you, Merv. Kid and Play didn't have to do but so much acting. That's kind of who they are. They're playful guys. Part of that movie was them actually battling each other back and forth anyhow, and just having a different character and kind of bouncing off each other. I think you get those two guys in a room, that's who they are. You don't have to really reach but so much. I think they did an excellent job at looking like buffoons on House Party, because you think about, you go back to Crush Groove, and you think about, you had guys like Curtis Blow, the Fat Boys. It just didn't seem organic, right? Because they had to really do some kind of acting flexing, but they didn't do really well with that. But then you take someone like an Ice-T, who was acting alongside Wesley Snipes, who in my opinion should have received an Oscar for that movie. That's on my personal opinion. You also had Mario Van Peebles, who was an amazing actor. and you also had a young Chris Rock who was just coming up, who did an excellent job in that movie, and you put Ice-T in the middle of that. Someone,
Nicole, I got you, Nicole.
Merv, shut the fuck up. Let me finish.
God damn.
You put Ice-T in the middle of those excellent actors, and don't forget the dude that who told Mario Van Peebles' character. He said, "I don't want to see a fucking ripple." Remember that guy, the older guy with the big thick mustache?
That's his dad. That's his dad.
That wasn't his dad. That was
the
you talking about? That was not his dad. The guy he was the police chief, the one had the big mustache.
That was Mario Van Peebles.
No, it was not.
No,
Drake. It's not
that wasn't Melvin Van
That's
Peebles.
not. That wasn't his dad. That guy was he's an acclaimed actor from the 70s and the 60s. That's not his dad. Mario Van Peebles' dad is Melvin Van Peebles. Melvin Van Peebles played in Boomerang. He was the one that said, "That's a nipple because I'm drilling."
Right.
That's Melvin Van Peebles. I'm gonna educate y'all. You have to stay with me. All right, just stay with me. I got y'all. I'm here to say podcast. So as I was saying, you got critically acclaimed actors in this movie, and Ice-T shined tremendously in this movie as an undercover cop. Don't forget his partner, who is also a critically acclaimed actor. So although I think that Tupac did an amazing job as Bishop, if you think about it, and again, I think Bishop was a great character displayed. If you really think about it, he didn't have to go too deep into the bag to play a Bishop character. He just had to play a crazy guy who was ready to die for anything and was just wild. That's all he had to do. Ice-T had to pivot a few times in that movie. If you think about it, he had to go from being the so-called drug dealer that trying to get close to Nino. Also, he had to kind of pivot to be the undercover cop and someone who cared about Pookie and someone who had to bring his story back all the way around that his mother got killed by a young Nino Brown back in the day. And he had to keep that emotion. The emotion that Ice-T played in that movie, if you guys look at that movie, it was that scene where he was talking to Nino, and Nino was telling him about how he got zooted and then ran
killed his mother. Yeah.
Think about the emotion that he displayed. Just facial. I look at actors and actresses by their facial movements. And you look at Amari Harvick when he played Ghost. I just always tell my whiz. I said, you know what? His facial impressions say a lot before he say a word. Because when he used to get mad about stuff, his whole mood changed. Actors like that, to me, always presented a different level of being able to act. And I think that Ice-T set the tone. Ice Cube came in and did his thing as Doughboy, but I still think that Ice-T was the first one as opposed to Tupac.
And I see, can I say something really, really quick, Merv? And I see, as I said with Tupac, in that movie, you bring up a good point, Sean, because Ice-T was playing role within roles as well, because he had to sit there as an undercover cop and listen to Nino Brown tell him that he killed his mother and stay in character as an undercover cop. So I could see.
I said.
So now here's my next question. All right, my next question is for you.
Hold on. I need to respond to that right there.
Why?
So, excuse me?
It's perfectly sold up.
Yeah, of course, to the bullshit artist.
It's perfectly sold up.
It's Merv. Just let him go.
Raheem. No.
It's going to come to see you, Otis.
Right. Please, Merv. What do you want to share, Merv?
The Ice Cube shit, you reaching for that one because you like that's in my opinion. No, Ice Cube has become a very good actor. But in that damn movie, that nigga was in his element. The fuck you talking about? He had to do no fucking acting. That's like
no, hold on. So I'm gonna talk.
Tell me go to Georgetown and play my goddamn role.
This is gonna roll into my question for Stacks because I was going to Stacks next, but I don't think Ice Cube. Listen, no, you finished. I don't think Ice Cube was in his bag, and the reason why I don't think Ice Cube was in his bag is because when you think about it, Ice Cube went through shit, but Ice Cube was not really a gangster. So here's the difference between Ice Cube and Ice-T. Ice-T was really in those streets. Cube was never in those streets. Dre was never in those streets. So for Ice Cube to play that role, what Ice Cube is doing is he's playing what he has seen. And that's what any actor is doing. They are playing what they have seen. Ice Cube was not a gangster nigga. So now I'm finna transition to Stacks. Stacks, my question for you is, when we talk about Tupac, does Tupac really get credit? And this is why I'm asking this question. Because when you go along the lines of his death row days, and you have people really talking about Tupac, Tupac was not a gangster. So in my opinion, Tupac had really played this role his entire life. Like he played like I'm that guy. He played like I will fuck you up. But that wasn't Tupac's character. So that's why when you see the death of Tupac, and I want to say it was Sean, I don't want to give Sean any credit, but I want to say it was Sean that said earlier, the foreshadowing was it was art imitating life. And that's why you had Pac die the way that he died. Because remember, if you talk to any gangster, I've actually talked to a motherfucking Southside Crip. If you talk to any gangster that was from South Central LA, Pac should not have died because Pac should not have been involved with that bullshit that happened in LA when they jumped the kid because he took the chain, and in Vegas when they tried to retaliate. So my question to you, Stacks, is: Was Pac really acting, or was he just playing a role that he had played his entire career?
I think he was acting. That's why I give him some more credit. From what I know,
are you going to expound on it, or are you just going to say I think he was acting?
Definitely should ask you this question.
Fuck up and let me talk. That would be great.
I mean, listen, we're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube.
Yeah, you know that.
And we're live on Zingo. We don't have time to wait. Like,
I
asked the question where you can formulate an answer in your head.
I think that Tupac was more woke than gangster. So that's why I think he was more of a conscious and woke rapper, you know, for his career. That's why I'm saying he was doing more acting in the part of Bishop, where he's playing this cold-hearted killer that's masterminding these setting people up and things of that nature. So that's why I think it was more acting. I don't think he was, like I said, I think of Tupac more woke than being a gangster rapper.
So Sean, who? If I'm gonna pivot because that answer was trash. But Sean, no, wow. I'm not. I'm gonna stay with Sean. I'm gonna go to Mark. Mark, you tell me, if we think about all the people, personnel that started out as rappers, who is the best actor to transition into that role of actor / actress, and what role gives you the backing of that thought?
Well, it's easily Will Smith. I mean, he's become one of the best actors.
Is it because he's from Philly?
No, it's not. It's it's like when you say like Denzel, then you really kind of say Will Smith next. Maybe it might be another guy right there with him, but I mean he's easily in the top 3. So I'm just like, from what but like I said, with him, he had a springboard, which was the show, The Fresh Prince, to help him train, to get to that level. Some of the other guys didn't have that. They just threw him right in. No discredit to Will. But I'm like, when Will played, Ali, Pursuit of Happiness, I mean, come on, you know what I'm saying? It ain't many who could have did that. I mean, period. I don't care who you got, unless you got a Denzel or somebody like that. And he's about to play what's that, Serena and Venus' father, Richard Williams? He about to play that role next, and he's gonna kill that one too. Will kills roles.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Will kills roles. That I mean, when you sign him, the only thing I don't like with Will Smith is that sometimes he'll overreach for something, in some of the movies, like, oh man, Will, how'd you choose this? No, you know what I mean? This don't work, right? But when you give Will like a role and he can sink his teeth into it, oh man, he's about to kill that shit, But let me go to something real quick, right? Now I'm gonna go back to Ice-T real quick, right? In New Jack City, I love the movie, right? I thought Ice-T was pretty good in that. I thought, to be honest with you, when I hated Ice-T is when he played that Danny Up guy in New York Undercover. I think, like when you deeply love the deeply hated, on the screen, big or small, right? That's your best work, because you're drawing emotion out of the people who are watching. I think that's your best work. I don't think Ice-T did that for me in New Jack City. I'm in New Jack City. I thought he's pretty good, right? I think Nino Brown, Wesley Snipes' character, did that, but Ice-T late, he grew as an actor. But when he was on New York Undercover and he was Danny Up, the drug dealer, man, you hated his guts. You know what I'm saying? Because he was killing everybody. Everybody was close to Malik Yoba's character. You know what I'm saying? And he killing all his people. Yeah.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's
Before,
a
before
good
we go
point
any
on the
further,
cool note, because I was just about to say.
no,
I was just about to say. I think of, no disrespect, I think of Will Smith more of an actor before I think of him as a rapper.
Nigga, what the fuck are you on, and what is Nicole on?
What are y'all talking about?
Listen, Will Smith is a rapper.
Okay.
Listen,
Well, he was a rapper first.
Listen, Will Smith is a rapper, and when you dial back the fucking lyrics, if you take away shit like Summertime and you take away the pop hits, Will Smith will get busy. Like, respect needs to be given to. Respect needs to be given to.
That lesson from back in the day, I could walk you all the way up till now with Will Smith. Pretty easy.
Will Smith is a legend.
Really
I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench at you guys though. Mark Wahlberg.
Nah, we're not going there. We're not
Listen,
going there.
listen.
He was not a rapper. He was not a rapper.
Good Vibration was the #1 hit. All right, so you got to put that in there.
This is why we hate Sean.
Making a rap song and then being a rapper. He made a song that just happened to be a hit. That's all.
Mark Wahlberg had a hit.
So Sean,
it's no different than Meek Mill having a hit, and if he were a rapper.
Yo, y'all mean for a Meek made plenty of hits. What are you talking about?
Check the
number.
We get the Meek?
3 hits.
Like,
3?
We're not talking about Meek.
Y'all mean, bro? You sure about that?
About
I don't think so.
We gave
you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there.
Okay, he had 5.
So,
he had
Sean,
5 hits. He had 5 hits.
No, right. We're not gonna do that. Sean,
you ain't going there.
I have a question for you.
5 hits.
No, Sean, I have a question for you.
Yes.
We're not talking about Meek Mill. So, does those who took it serious prior,
yes,
is it hard for those that are trying to do it now? I.e., listen, everybody know Redman is my favorite rapper of all time. He did How High. And I think How High is, to an extent, a cult classic. Like, but then you have someone come in like Lil Yachty, and he's a part of How High too. So does that change? Is it now become?
Why did they let him do that first and foremost?
Okay,
trash.
Let me ask Sean the question though. Has it now become? Oh, I'm a rapper, so I can act, and I don't have to take it serious, or was that just a one type? That was a one-time deal.
Can I talk?
Let's stats go. Because
I'm glad you brought.
Listen, we gave Stacks 45 minutes and he didn't produce any good content.
Come on,
Go
man.
ahead, Stacks.
Wow. Hey, Dre, I'm glad you brought that up because I hate that some rappers, they think that, well, I rap now, I can just go and act, and no, that shit ain't for everybody, man. That How High 2 shit was disrespectful to Redman and Method Man. I'm sorry. Leave that shit alone.
It was trash.
If you're a rapper, acting, it doesn't necessarily have to be your next, uptick. No. Hell no.
Great take, Stacks. So I would give so Merv.
So
I wanna spar Merv real quick because his favorite rapper of all time, Eminem, had 8 Mile. And I remember the Eminem Hive, Merv and the other fanboys, they went crazy over that movie, making it seem that was Eminem's, like, he's Oscar worthy and Eminem is such a great actor and all this other stuff. So Merv,
he is. I don't let him finish though.
Nah, hey, real talk. Hey, so I'm gonna do it because Sean is so diplomatic that he won't do it. So
I'm doing it. Can I finish?
Merv, no, you're not, because you're not gonna do it. Merv
Both of y'all about to
actually
say some wrong.
texted
Both of
us,
y'all about
and
to
he
say
was
some
like,
wrong shit.
Merv texted me and Sean, and he was like, "Yo, it's fucked up that Eminem didn't get an Oscar, but Juicy J did." So
He did say that, and I said question marks back.
I'm like,
But
yo,
when
you
these
get to
motherfuckers
play
lying,
yourself is going. You're going to actually end up being pretty good. You get to play yourself on the screen. It ain't going to be bad.
Right, but
these
8 Mile was trash
motherfuckers
though.
lying.
no,
But
8 Mile
Merv,
was trash.
but I do want to ask Merv the
The
question
movie?
because I do want to ask Merv the question
Oh,
because to me 8 Mile was trash.
The
Eminem
movie?
was average. Yeah, it was trash.
oh goodness.
But then you had Get Rich or Die
Thank you
Trying
for
by
this
50,
way.
right? By the way, Merv played Window Shopper and Best Friend That Battle. So when so Get Rich or
You
Die
ain't shit.
Trying versus 8 Mile.
I know he was singing it too. He
Yo,
was
get-
singing
Singing
He
it.
was
And
singing
he
it.
was like, he was
What?
doing this, like, he was
Hey,
singing.
You
He was,
talking about Give Us the movie?
He did a
Yeah,
little
Get
bit
Rich.
part.
Those
Trash.
are good movies.
Trash.
No, I said Get Rich is a good movie. I'm saying Get Rich is a good
No,
movie.
it was not. No, it was not. It wasn't even accurate. Number one, that
It
wasn't real.
was supposed to
It
be
was
accurate.
Get Rich
You know
wasn't
what I
a
mean,
good
bro?
movie.
That wasn't real.
That
It
was
was
a
You
good
from
movie.
Queens. You from Queens.
Oh,
It
I'm
was
man.
supposed to be
disappointed.
accurate.
It
I'm
was.
saying it's not supposed to be accurate.
And the acting wasn't that good. They even had Adabisi in there, and the acting still wasn't good. And he's
I
a
was
good
asking that question though. I was asking Merv, what did he think about 8 Mile versus Get Rich? Because both movies got highly respected during that time because both artists were really hot. The point
Did
I'm
they?
making, listen how I put this together. The point I'm making is you say Lil Yachty making How High too. The only reason he was considered for that role because he was a hot actor. The only if you look back at 8 Mile, that was when Eminem was at his height, right? Fandom wise. And you look at Get Rich or Die Trying. This is off the heels of the actual album and how successful it was. So just the popularity around those artists made those movies feel like they were like some classics to a lot of people. So I'm asking Merv, who was a fan of Eminem, do you consider that movie within itself being a top-notch movie?
And how do you feel being an only Eminem fan also?
Facts too. So go ahead, please.
This dude's so disrespectful, man.
All right, so one, I feel motherfucking fine being only Eminem fan. I don't give a fuck if the goddamn Born Alone, Die Alone. So shit, if I'm by myself on that, then fuck it. That's
You're
all
in place,
that.
man.
Now,
Niggas wildin'.
let's talk about the damn movie. Do I feel it was a top-notch movie? Fuck no, it wasn't no top-notch movie. What the fuck are you talking about? One, but it was you right, it was a very popular movie. It did very well because of Eminem, just like Get Rich or Die Trying did very well because of 50 Cent. But you can't compare Get Rich or Die Trying or 8 Mile to
No,
How
you
High
cannot.
2. How High
Right.
2 is a fictional movie that they threw some rappers in that was fucking garbage. Get Rich or Die Trying or 8 Mile, those are loosely biopics. All right, those are loosely about 50 Cent life, and 8 Mile loosely about Eminem life. So when they was playing their part, they was really for the most part loosely playing them fucking selves. So you can't really compare those to How High 2. Do I compare as a top-notch? No, neither one are top-notch movies, but I do enjoy watching both of them. I don't think none of the movies were garbage. I consider a movie garbage if like I can't enjoy the shit at all. Or there's nothing entertaining about it. Both the movies are entertaining. If it come on, I will watch it. I won't consider it a top notch, but not a garbage movie either. It's an entertaining loose biopic.
Okay, that's fair.
So Stacks, who is your greatest rapper turned actor? Other than only because Mark has already said Will Smith. Other than Will Smith, who is your greatest
Other than who?
Hey, by the way, my favorite rapper of all time is fucking Tupac because this motherfucker right talking about Eminem.
I thought it was Eminem too.
I thought it was Eminem. I'm sorry.
Motherfucker. I said y'all disrespectful to Eminem, so I rep that motherfucker.
Them dudes is dickheads, man. They know damn well.
Whoa, we're live on TV. There's FCC fucking rules. You can't say dickhead.
There's FCC fucking rules.
I'm on here.
Yeah, there's FCC rules.
Did you hear what you said, right?
What did I say?
Please, sir.
You said there's FCC fucking rules. That's what you said.
I didn't say dickhead though. But that's neither here
You
nor
just
there.
said it, motherfucker.
Can you please tell us who's your greatest rapper turned actor in the acting field? Not necessarily saying that they're the best rapper.
T.I.
Oh, what?
T.I.
What the fuck just happened?
Are you serious?
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so we're gonna speed past that. Mark, can you go and tell us who's your greatest rapper turned actor actress?
What, me? Oh, this is Merv for me?
No, Mark. Is there any other Mark in the room?
already said Will Smith.
You said Will Smith.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, already said
All
Will
right,
Smith.
go ahead, Sean.
And Mark, you can't obviously you can't have an opinion with these sorry motherfuckers, man.
I mean, but you said T.I. Like,
man, y'all. I mean, for real, y'all got to say next to Will Smith since he's like one of the best of all time. You got to say.
I excluded Will Smith.
Will Smith is over here somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You already said Will, so I'm excluding you. So
it don't even matter if I said it or not. You know,
Will is over. Yeah, Will is over there somewhere.
Yeah,
you can't be there.
Next, who next up?
I don't think LL get a lot of respect for what he's done. I think LL did really well in his sitcom. I think LL did really well in one of Merv's favorite movies, In Too Deep. I think he killed that role in Too Deep. I'm be honest, he killed that role, man.
Good.
I don't think LL get a lot of. I'm surprised he didn't get a lot of more movies. And I would even say, man, DMX did really well when he was actually playing movies. Like I really
he would be second if it wasn't for the crack.
Right. I mean, but you got to think about the two stacks. He been doing crack. He was doing crack and still putting out some solid work. I mean,
right.
Crack
is not a stoppage for DMX.
Right. I mean, honestly,
you're right. I'm a diehard DMX fan. I agree.
Stacks and Merv, what crackhead do y'all know in Georgetown that can pull off what DMX probably pulled off in those movies?
So disrespectful.
We have a lot of crackheads. I'm not ashamed of that. We have
a lot of But by capita, per capita, you guys have more than
wow.
No, but real talk, I do think X. Now, Mark, how do you think Meek Mill rolled in Charm City?
Oh, come on.
You think he did good in Charm City?
You know what? I'm gonna bypass your whole fucking question. You know what I mean? Because that's disrespectful as hell. You know what I'm saying? You know who's not getting mentioned here? Method Man. Method Man, has been in a few things. He's been good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Meth been in a few things and he's been good. You think about it. First, he was in The Wire, best show of all time. That's number one, right? This is like after How High and all that shit, right? Then he was in that joint, The Dukes on HBO, where he played the pimp. He was also good in that. He's getting ready to be on Power 2. You know what I'm saying? Meth kind of, is tearing up these roles, the last few of them, where he's kind of been putting it down, where it's like, wait a minute, he ain't actually Method Man. This is actually a real actor. Right. Like, and you just see the growth, from what he went from How High to where he is now. Like, if you didn't know Meth was a rapper, and you didn't remember the Wu-Tang Clan, nothing like that, you would think he's an actor. And if you ask these kids who might not really know Wu-Tang or really remember Wu-Tang like that, they probably think, oh, he pretty good. He used to rap, right? You know what I mean? He was with Wu-Tang and all. Oh, for real? I ain't know that.
Yeah.
And Meth is about to get his power thing too as well, right?
Huh?
Who's that?
He got a role in his power, this power book.
Yeah,
he do.
Yeah, one of the main characters in that.
Right.
And he's in Luke Cage as well.
He was in Luke Cage for a little while. Don't forget about Queen Latifah.
Goddamn, Sean, shut the fuck up. I was about to say that.
Oh, all right, yeah.
I'm sorry, Merv.
The Queen been killing it.
I'm sorry.
She been on fire.
They go dropping the phone again. Too much Diddy juice. Much Diddy juice.
Yo, man, this is like the second week that shit happened too.
I'm sorry, man.
It happened like 8 times last week. I'm keeping quiet.
This is why the floor is the ceiling.
The floor.
The floor is the ceiling. I'm quoting Michael Jordan.
The flood.
The floor is the ceiling.
You said the floor. You didn't even say
nigga, but anyway, we ain't talking about all this shit.
Hey, yo, but no, Queen Latifah, all the people that y'all mentioned, besides Tupac and goddamn Will Smith, None of them was better than Queen Latifah, in my opinion.
I agree.
Can I
I'd
step
rather
in?
that.
I'm finna step in because I gave everybody their chance to say what they had to say, and I was finna come in and I was going to say Queen Latifah.
But we don't really value what you say.
But Merv, oh wow.
I'm sorry, I thought it was on mute. I thought I was on mute.
I have no comment. Listen,
right.
I'm gonna just tell the world I do not like Merv. I do not like Stacks. I do not like Sean. I do not like Mark. I'm just here because
wow.
I just feel like
I will let you know what I feel since I've been worried about that.
I do not like green eggs and ham.
We're business partners, though, remember?
No, we're not business partners. I'm ripping up everything.
You'll be live.
Hey, you're a real negative dude,
bad.
man. That's what it is. You negative.
Yo,
You negative guy. Man.
Wait. Stacks is
You
not
have a
even
drink,
a part
man.
of this.
yeah. Black Stack out real quick so we can talk about it.
Yo, we're gonna talk business on live. We're gonna talk business live here. So we're gonna ask you to excuse yourself, Stack. But
wow.
So here's my question. Here's my question. With the lack of awarding what we feel to be great, what do you think can happen? When I say what do you think can happen, I'm talking to the Puffs of the world, to the T.I.s of the world, to the Jay-Z's of the world. Do you think there is something that they can put together that is credible that will recognize our great hip-hop actors / actresses?
Yeah, well, yeah, you gotta, first thing, see what showrunners are hot, for the small screen, see who's an up and coming director for the big screen, and you gotta scout those guys out first. Then you gotta get a good script writer, and then you go from there. Like you look at the show that 50 Cent has on ABC for Life, good show, well written, and he plays a part in that. But that's how you're gonna have to do it. And then 50 Cent got another show actually starring T.I. playing the hip hop cop, and that's supposed to be coming out, I think, next year or the year after or something like that. Sean, you from New York? I know you heard of Hip Hop Police and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? T.I. supposed to be playing this guy who was like the Hip Hop Police, and you can go on YouTube and I guess you type it in Hip Hop Police and they'll bring this guy's name up and his history and all of that. Well, T.I. gonna play him. So for Puff or Jay-Z or any entrepreneurial black figure to produce a high level of TV or movies or anything like that, starts with a good showrunner, good script, good director. You scout those guys out first, then you get a bomb ass cast that might could do something, and then you might got something. But that's how it starts.
So Sean, at what point
they
do
just
we
need to
say
call 50 Cent?
what? Nigga? Sean, at what point do we say fuck what and not to be disrespectful, but at what point do we say fuck what white America? No. At what point do we say fuck what white America has to say, and we're gonna champion these motherfuckers as great producers, great actors, and great screenwriters? And what does it take for us to say fuck them and really move into the forefront?
I think Puffy does it in his own way. I think Puffy is one of the few that actually recognizes black excellence. He's always said it. I mean, he's always done it. He has his matter of fact, I think it was last week, he posted some pics. It was him, Swizz Beatz, Nas, it was Travis Scott and several others that he invited to like a retreat. And he was just posting pics of all of them saying how we have to celebrate these great people. So Puff does this all the time. He's always, shining a light on, the greats out there. As far as you talking about like a forum where you kind of just talk about these amazing rappers that became amazing actors, I just don't think Hollywood in itself will recognize that kind of, that kind of person, because although you see someone like Ice Cube has done a lot in Hollywood, he doesn't get the recognition that he probably deserves. And he's done a lot. But again, he's not from, you gotta think about it. I don't want to get too political here, but you think about Hollywood in itself, right? You think about the fabric of Hollywood. It's like a cult in that movie industry behind the scenes. So they don't recognize us because they don't look at us as equals when it comes down to just that art of acting. I mean, hell, what his name was it? Hattie Mae Daniels, McDaniels, who couldn't even go to see the premiere of her own movie, and she got an Oscar for
Oscar,
it.
right?
You know what I mean? So they would never see us as equals in Hollywood. As great as Denzel Washington is, I don't think he get his roles as well. So I don't think it's just rappers to actors. I think it's just your really top-notch actors out there. Hell, Halle Berry got an Oscar for playing that role, that horrible role in Monsters Ball. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. So it just, I don't think it would ever be a situation like that. It could be, but until we create our own lane, like we have done in other aspects, it would never be that way, unfortunately.
So Merv, my question is for you, Merv, who is a rapper that didn't play an actor that you think has the personality, and this is totally based off strictly them getting in front of the camera and spitting some lyrics or writing down the lyrics? Who's a rapper? What?
I told him don't fuck this up because this is the easy answer. You giving him an alley-oop.
I really wasn't, but if
Yeah,
you
I
say so.
I don't know if you're talking about.
Hey, listen.
So
I just want to throw a disclaimer out there. Listen, Stacks is not one of the guys.
Come on, man.
Extended family member.
Disrespect.
So when he does rogue shit like this, we don't know what's going on. but Merv, who is a rapper that you think definitely should try to turn into acting based upon their lyrics and based upon the things that they are able to write?
Based off their lyrics, and then somebody that's never done any
that you have
right?
that you have not seen on the big screen. Yeah, we got 4 minutes now.
We got 4 minutes. All right, that means I got 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
What the fuck?
What?
You got 3 minutes now, nigga. Hurry up.
Why do y'all continue to let this dude on there?
Shit. Let me think.
Tough question.
It really wasn't, but
it really not at all.
So Stacks, I'm gonna go to you. I'm gonna propose the same question to you, Stacks. Go ahead.
Drake, easily. Drake did a little. I guess a little.
He wasn't acting before he started rapping.
No, Drake was an actor already, though.
He was already an actor.
And you said you just said in a big. I know he was an actor, but you said on the big screen.
Yeah.
You just said,
no, he wasn't on the big screen. He was on the small screen. He was on the small screen.
If that ain't the fucking wackest answer ever, this is why you are not a part of the logo.
Come on, man.
It's shit like this. God damn. So I'm gonna just scratch that whole question, and I'm gonna go to.
I would say, hold up, motherfucker.
The floor is the ceiling. Hey, MJ is the greatest ball player ever.
Off of like lyrics and this nigga, I think J. Cole would be a surprisingly good actor.
It's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
That's interesting. I would say Kanye.
Groups of your opinion counts.
Can Kanye?
I would say Kanye in his right mind.
But he's not in his right mind, Sean.
I say in his right, when he's in his right mind.
He's not going to be in that. So why bringing up Kanye?
You got a point.
All right. So what I would say is, I would say Busta Rhymes, and the reason why I would say Busta Rhymes,
he already acted before fucking Higher Learning.
He did, but no, he did, but he wasn't.
He was in Finding Forrester too. He was in that.
He wasn't a lead actor. And so here's the thing: when you look at Busta Rhymes,
it went wild when I said Drake, but Busta Rhymes went in like all these damn.
I went wild because you're not a guy.
Get him.
You know, thank you. This motherfucker drinking Merlot.
Come on, man. It's Moscato.
My bad.
He's drinking Kettle One.
Hey, see, I'm the bad guy. But
I'm glad I don't cave to peer pressure.
Sean and Merv talking shit. So listen, this is what we're finna do. We're finna go ahead and wrap it up. Hey, listen, I think tonight was awesome. talking about Juice and talking about the effect that Pac did have on the hip hop culture when we translate that to acting. Pac, and we're going to get into this next week. This is something that we've already discussed. We're going to get into it next week when we're talking about the leadership of black leaders as far as record labels. So next week we're going to talk to you all about Death Row. We're going to talk to you about Suave House. We're going to talk about Rap a Lot. We're going to talk about No Limit, Cash Money, Rough Riders, and all of that stuff. So please make sure that you tune in next Saturday, same time, same place, 7 o'clock. You can catch us on Zigo TV, channel 199. You can catch us on the Guys Facebook page. You can catch us on the Guys YouTube page. And you can also catch us on Spotify. So for the 60-second closeout, I want to defer to the Outcast. And when I say Outcast, I'm not meaning great as in 3,000. So we're going to start with you, Stacks. Stacks, your 60-second wrap up. What you got, homie?
My 60-second wrap up. I gotta go back to Chadwick Boseman and what he did for the culture. We lost a great one today. And I gotta say, Black Lives Matter, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Merv, talk to me, Pippin. What's popping?
What up, Bubba?
I thought we made it through an episode without any Geechee talk, but
the floor is the ceiling.
Oh shit! Yo. Yeah, I ain't got too much to say. I say all my shit in this right here, so I'm gonna say all right. I love my daughter Logan. Daddy, love you, and Black Lives Matter.
So before I go to the next person, I just want to know: did we know that it was a 60-second wrap up or something? Because I'm feeling a little lost. But hey, that's neither here nor there. So I'm gonna throw it over to the homie Mark. Mark, you got 60 seconds to talk about whatever you want to talk about. What's going on in the world? Do your thing, homie.
You know, we shout out rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, obviously, Cliff Robinson, and Lute Olson. Lute Olson, really was a tremendous coach, for Arizona. I actually, got the time to actually just talk to him about coaching before I coached my first game in Miami. He was there, on some business with Arizona. And, he just shared some tips with me and everything like that. Later on, he recruited a guy that I knew, Mustafa Shakur, who actually played under him at Arizona. And a lot of those guys, Gene Edgerson from New Orleans and a few other UA guys that I know were really moved to tears, over what happened. And my heart goes out to all the former players and family that he had. And Cliff Robinson, was the original stretch four. If you look at basketball today, right, a 6'11" man shooting a three, being able to move the way he moves, Cliff Robinson really was the first one, the pioneer, to be a good player and be able to do those things. And he was really off to a good start with a second career, and his life definitely was cut short, taken too soon. Salute to both those men, good guys, and we'll miss them.
Hey, awesome take. Hey, everyone knows how I feel about college basketball. I think it reigns supreme when it comes to sports. And so definitely a salute to Lute Olson. He had guys like Damon Stoudemire under his tutelage, and he proved to be a great and awesome coach. So, Sean, what you got for the people?
Now, I would just say, man, just to echo everybody, again, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. I think that one still hits home. Not sure how we're going to shake that one off, definitely. But I will also say that, for me, I'm an introvert. Even being on here makes me uncomfortable at times because I like to be out there. I hate that kind of stuff. Believe it or not, I have to turn on the switch just to be projecting who I'm projecting right now. And I share that because with that comes with me not always checking on people and not, just reaching out to anybody, family included. I would say, man, just with all of these things that's going on in 2020, I mean, from COVID to Kobe to Chadwick to everything that we are seeing around us, man, check on people, man. Just even if you have to send them a text message and you say, "Yo, I love you," and just keep it moving or whatever. I think that's important. And I'm making a conscious effort to get better at doing that. I'm making a conscious effort to put myself in a better position as just a person, because, you know, you go back to hearing the stories about Chadwick, you know, dealing with colon cancer while he was shooting the movies, you know, shooting Black Panther. We had to buck up and everything, and never said anything about it, never said anything at all. And I complain about trying to figure out how can I find my daughter and dad going on G-Wagon.
G-Wagon.
Silly stuff like that, right?
Facts.
So, I mean, it's just, come on, man. It's just, you know, about to get in fights with 15-year-old kids at the gym and everything. You know, silly stuff like that, where we can give so much more back. I think you guys are intelligent brothers, and I think that we can give so much back to people, man. And this podcast is just one of many things that we can do to encourage people. We got a chance to encourage them, no matter how big or small the platform.
Dre.
Yes.
Can I finish my 60 seconds?
Whoa. Didn't see that one coming.
What the fuck? All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Merv.
It's gonna spark him, that's all. Please.
Go ahead, Merv.
Yo.
I said something to spark him. Skipped in the curse,
what the fuck just happened?
Hey, it triggers something because it's crazy.
Of course.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. You try to take credit. Well, listen, it triggers something because I was like, I had some for the 60 seconds, but then, you know, I couldn't think about it. I was like, y'all do it next time. But
and you telling the world this shit, nigga?
Right.
Like, okay, come on. Hey,
I apologize.
wrap it up, B. Wrap it up, B. Let's go. Wrap it up, B. You only got 30 seconds left. Let's go, B.
My bad. But I'm black, so I'm on nigga time anyway. So listen.
Oh my gosh.
The floor is the ceiling. The floor is the ceiling. It's official. The floor is the ceiling.
Hey, listen to my black men out there, my black brothers. Please. I know we don't like to, and I know we don't look forward to doing it, and it's a scary thing to do it. But please start going to the doctor and getting your physical once a fucking year. I know I know we don't like going, but it's very, very important that we really need to start going to the doctor and getting that annual physical once a fucking year. And don't ignore symptoms. If you feel some kind of way, go to the doctor. Not the fucking emergency room. Not fucking urgent care. I need you to find a personal doctor that's going to invest in you, because the emergency room, urgent care, all they do is make sure you don't fucking die right now. That's all the fuck they do. Emergency room and urgent care is to make sure you don't die right now. I know some people that used to go emergency room only. Leave that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I know some people went emergency room and got misdiagnosed and shit until they went to a family doctor. So listen, that's all they get for is make sure you don't die right now. So find a family doctor and go get your goddamn physical once a damn year. All right? Now, the other thing is, I appreciate.
Whoa, nigga, you said wrap up your. All right, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, man. Take your time. Go ahead.
Yeah, take your time.
Listen.
Take your time.
Another thing, man. You know what I'm saying? They brought me, like, I appreciate the guys that was here before me that decided to listen, to bring me on to this shit, right? Because with this goddamn passing of the Black Panther, he's 43, I'm 39. All of us at the same time in the same fucking age limit. He was only damn 2 or 3 years older than us, and he's dead. They say you're not supposed to. You have to check for colon cancer till 45. He died at 43. He had it 4 years ago. So when you get in your 30s, go to the doctor. Now, I appreciate the guy for bringing me on, because one thing about the Black Panther, Chad, he has a legacy. You know what I'm saying? Anytime his kids want to see him or his family want to see him, they can put a movie in. All right? And something that Jay-Z said, like, what the fuck you laughing at? Listen, now, one thing Jay-Z said in one of his songs, He said, I live forever through these songs. And I always like, you know what? I need to have a recording or something where when I'm gone, motherfuckers can come listen to me or see me. So I appreciate the guy for bringing on this podcast because when the fuck I leave, my daughter or my future kids or any of my younger family members can come to the podcast and play and see me anytime they fucking want and see the real me. And that's it. That might have been 120 seconds.
I appreciate the Jeezy references, but
listen, I'm speechless after that. I don't even know if I can give you 60 seconds. This is what I'm gonna say. Listen, Merv kind of stole my thunder. I wanted to give a shout out to the other 4 guys that are on screen with me right now. Listen, I don't think y'all know the shit that I go through during the week. I have one guy that really thinks and embodies the RZA persona. Like he think he's spearheading shit. Then I have one guy who really thinks and embodies the ODB spirit. Actually, I have 2 guys because ODB was always late and not on time. So I have 2 guys that embodies the ODB spirit. And then I have a guy who embodies the Capadonna spirit. And just like you're not a part of Wu, but we're gonna make you a part of Wu. So I give appreciation to the 4 guys that are on the screen with me. Listen, real talk. When I was going through shit, when I first found out that my mother had breast cancer, I didn't want to tell those guys. I told 2 of those guys, and they held me down. They actually checked on me. They was like, "Hey, yo, what's up with your mother? Is everything good?" These guys have become something special to me, and I'm gonna always salute them. I might not always fuck with them, and I'm gonna tell them when I don't fuck with them. But I will say this: these are black men that I hope that my kid will grow up to be. I have a son,
Merv?
and I hope he grow up. No,
you
not Merv.
Merv?
No,
you-
not Merv.
you
Not Merv.
Let me make sure.
No,
Okay.
not Merv.
Okay.
It's not Merv. But
Oh, Lord.
I hope that my son grows up to have the integrity and the heart and the love that these guys share. So I definitely, before I jump off, I'm not gonna give a salute tonight. We're not gonna give a salute. I'm gonna give you Wakanda forever, and I'll see you all Wednesday.
Indeed. Thanks, fellas.
All right, y'all.
No doubt.